Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Mikhaila Reads. Nice to see you. I know it's been a while. So I'm gonna do the Booktube Newbie Tag today. It's been a long time coming. Or a short time coming, depending on how you see it. Alright, let me get to it. So the first question is, why did you start this channel? So I started this channel to really just share my love of books with, like, other people that love books, because if I'm being completely honest, like, I don't have many friends that like care about sitting down and talking about books, and I know my mom probably gets tired of hearing me talking about like all these like random stories and books. So that's why I started this channel. All right, next is, what are some of the fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? So I always find this question interesting, but I think like the unique thing that I can bring to YouTube is my very like diverse and unique like collection of books. I read a lot of different books, from literary fiction to African American literature, contemporary fiction, classics, one of my favorites, and I read a lot of Toni Morrison. I'm getting pretty close there to reading all her books. So yeah, I think that's like one of the unique things I can bring to BookTube. Like, I don't read the same books as other people. Like, my book collection and reading is very like different, and I think that's a very exciting thing to add to this community. Alright, so the third question is, what are you most excited about this new channel? So I'm excited about talking to you guys, like meeting you all, talking in the comments, getting book recommendations, maybe even meeting up with some people that I've met on Bookstagram. So yeah, I'm just kind of excited about the journey. Like, yeah. Alright, fourth question is, why do you love reading? I love reading because it sort of teleports me to another world, and it also brings me so much peace and comfort reading stories. Like, I can read all day and still be like so excited to dive into the story the next day, or even pick up another book the next day. So it's just something that brings me so much joy. Alright, fifth question is, what book or series got you into reading? So I can't really necessarily pinpoint a specific book or series that originally got me into reading, but one of my memorable book experiences was reading the Aragon series, or Inheritance Cycle, by Christopher Paolini. I read those books in middle school, I would say. So yeah, that was like one of my first like big book experiences. Like, a lot of those books are between 600 to 1,000 pages long. So I was that middle schooler lugging around these ginormous books every day, like coming home from school on the bus and sitting at home with my like face stuck in a book. So yeah, I think that's what like really got me into like reading more challenging books. But I've been reading since I was like little. Like, I was probably 4 or 5, like maybe like 3 or 4 when I started reading. So I can't really remember a time that I didn't read, and it's just kind of always been a part of my life, like, and something that like excites me. So yeah. Alright, so what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? What I would ask my favorite booktubers is like, as far as editing your videos go, what software do you use? What are some skills that you'd recommend for book videos in particular? How do you go about like finding topics for your channel? Yeah, those are the questions I would have for fellow booktubers. So, what challenges do you think starting a booktube will be the hardest to overcome? So for me personally, one of the biggest challenges is getting in front of this camera and like talking essentially to myself. There's no one else here. And uploading videos, not really knowing if people are going to be interested in what I'm doing or what I'm saying. Like, that was one of the things that kind of kept me away from doing this for a long time now. So yeah. When did you start reading? So I guess I kind of answered this in my last question, but I was probably around 3 or 4 when I started reading. Like, I would literally like read anything that I could. Like, if I saw something like a newspaper or one of my family members, like, or like if I see the computer screen, like I would read that. Like, and then when I realized I can read in my head, like that was just the most exciting thing as a kid. And reading challenges at school and like who can read the fastest, who can read the most books. So I've been reading basically all my life. So yeah. Where do you read? So one of my favorite places to read is in my bed. Like, I'm the type of person that likes to like lay down and read, or like just lay back with like some lo-fi music in the background and like just set like a very calm and relaxing mood and read. But really, I can read anywhere. Like, I'll read walking around in the grocery store. I'll read in the car. Like, yeah. So really anywhere. I don't have like an ultimate like favorite place that I like to read, but as long as it's quiet and there aren't too many people talking in the background, I'll read. All right. What kind of books do you like to read? So I like to read literary fiction, African American literature. So that could be authors like Toni Morrison, Richard Wright, James Baldwin, Alex Haley. I'm looking at my bookshelf right now. Jesmyn Ward, Kiese Layman. So my favorite types of book to read are books that like show parts of like my experience within the stories, and for me that's typically African American lit. So yeah, but I also read classics, contemporary. I read a little bit of nonfiction. I'm not like too much of a nonfiction person. I guess like I haven't really found my niche within nonfiction. So yeah. Alright, so yeah, that's my Booktube Newbie Tag, and thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with more videos. Maybe at some like random time in the future. I'll review some of the books that I've been reading lately and just kind of keeping on my shelf, or wrapping up and moving on to something else. But I thought I'd end this with my most recent reads. So the last few books that I read were The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, This Mournable Body and The Book of Not by Tsitsi Dangarembga. And what else did I read recently? I've been reading Deacon King Kong between like audio and like the physical copy. I have the physical copy from the library, so I've been reading that along with the audio. Yeah. And then books that I'm looking forward to reading are Black Boy by Richard Wright. Also I've been reading Shuggie Bain by Douglas Stewart. I find that that's a very emotionally heavy book, and it kind of takes a lot out of me, so I have to read it in smaller increments, but I have been making my way through that as well. I also plan on reading Flights, which was, I believe it won the Pulitzer Prize? Yeah. What else? My TBR is endless. Let's see. Men We Reaped by Jesmyn Ward. Tar Baby by Toni Morrison. I have the audiobook of that from my library, so I plan on finishing that soon. Let's see. I'm also planning on reading the Booker International Shortlist, So far I have 3 of the 6 books, and I plan on reading those as well. So The Enlightenment of the Green Gage Tree, The Discomfort of Evening, and Hurricane Season. And I'm planning on reading some spooky books as well. Bit of Dracula and Wuthering Heights for October. So yeah, those are the books that I'm planning on reading. I know, it's a lot. It's always like this. I read way too many books at once, and then I'll get stuck in one book and just kind of move on to the next one. So yeah. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with new content soon. Alright, talk to you later. Bye.